What the freak is going on, every peoples? It is Speed Racer of Speed Racer 456V Productions, saying welcome to episode 2 of my Christmas lead-up video diary. First thing you will have noticed from yesterday's episode is the fact that I don't have my headphones on. I have my Trilby on, because, like, you know, Trilbys are cool, and Matt Smith's doctor really ought to consider wearing one of these. The reason why I'm not using my my microphone headset is simply for the fact that in episode 1, it was never actually connected. Simply for the fact that whenever I plugged it into my camera screen would go blank, and I'd have no idea what was going on. I didn't know if it was recording, or if the battery was dying, or what. I had no idea. So episode 1, I used these disconnected. Episode 2, it's the Trilby. As seen in a majority of my Thompson Friends movie reviews, you may remember. But yeah, well, welcome to Are Cupcakes Good For You, part 2 of 4. Now, you may remember, if you watched all of yesterday's episode, that I said that in today's episode I'd be talking about Cupcakes 2, The Nightmare Continues. Yeah, slight problem. I should have said A Precious Rainbow by fanfiction.net user MilesProwler06. Simply for the fact that that takes place in between Cupcakes and Cupcakes 2, The Nightmare Continues. Which now means that the name of the guy who wrote Cupcakes 2, The Nightmare Continues, and Pinkamena, which is the sequel to Cupcakes 2, The Nightmare Continues, will not be unveiled until Thursday, which, in case you haven't already worked out, will be episode 4. Anyway, moving on. So A Precious Rainbow picks up from Cupcakes, where Pinky is about to gut Rainbow, but Applejack comes in at the last minute and gives her a full force kick with her back hooves into a wall, which breaks Pinky's neck and obviously kills her. So after that, Applejack takes Rainbow to Ponyville Urgent Care, and she sends a messenger to Fluttershy, who then goes to get Rarity from the Carousel Boutique, who then go to Ponyville Library, where they get Twilight. Excuse me. But yeah. So that happened, and yeah. Now I suppose that just like Cupcakes, it's a very good read, a very good piece of fan fiction. Not as scary as Cupcakes, but it still retains some of the grimdark, as it's called, from Cupcakes. So in a way, it is a sort of good thing to see that being carried on. And it's also kind of good to see an alternative view of how Rainbow survived, and stuff like that. So yeah. However, though, a Precious Rainbow. Would I recommend reading it? Well, obviously, if you've read Sergeant Sprinkles' Cupcakes, the link for which I left in episode 1 of this video diary, and you wish to know what would have happened at one point in Dash's life had she not been killed by Pinky, then I highly recommend reading it. It is a very good read. I've only ever read it the once, but from what I can remember of it, it is a very, very good read. So here are the stats so far. Cupcakes, 7 out of 10. It was a good introduction to what a lot of people are doing, which is obviously writing a lot of fanfiction, alternative endings, and sequels to it. which is pretty cool. I am actually enjoying reading them. And yeah, if I had to choose which Cupcakes sequels I would turn into like a sort of film, obviously I'd pick Cupcakes, then A Precious Rainbow, then Cupcakes 2, The Nightmare Continues, and Pink Amena. So basically a quadrilogy of what could be considered what some people would say quite grim, at the same time quite enjoyable. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, either TV episodes or films. Although something in my gut is telling me that Hasbro would never consider using a piece of fan fiction as the plotline for one of their episodes, simply for the fact that, one, it'd be too scary, especially if they did Cupcakes, and two, chances are it would lose a lot of viewers. So yeah. Again, there will be a link for A Precious Rainbow left in the description bar. But unless you have read Cupcakes, then I suggest that you don't read it after watching this episode. I'm really sorry if it sounds like I'm talking quieter than usual, or slower than usual. It's just I'm really ill. I've got a cold, a cough, and because I was up a majority of last night blowing my nose, I'm also suffering from lack of sleep. Again. So yeah, anyway, as I said, Cupcakes by Sergeant Sprinkles, I give a 7 out of 10. As for A Precious Rainbow by Miles Prowler 06, I may have to give that a 7 out of 10 as well, because from what I can remember from it, it was a very good piece of, it was a very good sequel, and stuff, but yeah, I'm still here. But yeah, so until tomorrow's episode, which will be Are Cupcakes Good For You Part 3 of 4, this has been Speed Racer of Speed Racer 456V Productions, saying I know it and you don't. Thank you for watching.